Hey, did you know that Emergency makes for a great cocktail mixer? And by great, I mean it's probably acceptable. It's flu season, so that means everyone is either sick or trying to figure out how not to get sick. So we here at the Food Feeder are trying to give you weapons to fight the flu. And in this instance, those weapons are actually cocktails. People often try to lay off the alcohol when they're getting sick, which is stupid because then they're sober. There are lots of cocktails out there with legitimate health benefits, so here are 5 of our favorites. First up, we have the Sea Creature, invented by the Spoon Tonic Lounge in Walnut Creek, California. It's made with Absolute Mandarin vodka, soda water, a splash of orange juice, and 1 pack of citrus-flavored Emergency. I tried to make a similar cocktail once, where I crushed up 3 Valium, snorted them, and did a shot of tequila. I have no idea how it turned out. I drink Emergency all the time, but I didn't know until recently you could actually use water instead of vodka. Our next cure for the common cold is something being referred to as the German solution, and it must be true because I read it on the internet. All you need to do is mix chamomile tea with spiced rum. Just make sure that it's spiced rum because the cinnamon is the part of the rum that makes it especially good for you. Cinnamon is known to inhibit bacterial growth, including strains like E. coli. So I guess if you're out of chamomile and spiced rum, you can just drink a whole lot of Goldschlager. That's totally fine. It's the same thing, right? Yeah. Third, we have the hot-headed Cuban, or it's also called the Tony Montana. All you do is take a shot of rum, whether it's spiced or not, pour it into some mint tea with a splash of amaretto and the juice of half a lime. This one is meant to help out with body aches, sore throat, and congestion. So, you know, flu symptoms. Anything named after a drug-dealing murderer must be great, so I'm pretty game to try this one out. Next up is the Moscow Mule, which is just vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice. Personally, I prefer bourbon instead of vodka in that drink, which makes it, I guess, a Kentucky Mule? Ginger beer is known to help settle the stomach, and lime juice is citrusy and probably has vitamin C in it. Once you mix those ingredients together with alcohol, you're pretty much impervious to being sick. I'm gonna keep telling myself that every night when I go to bed after having had 6 of them. Next up, we have the hot toddy, and like with most cocktails, everybody makes them a little bit differently. But for the purposes of keeping your cold at bay, one of the best combinations is bourbon with tea, lemon, and honey. Personally, I like to use bourbon with Greek mountain tea, which is actually really awesome, and then a good dose of cayenne. Some people also add cloves, cinnamon, or nutmeg, or all of the above. So honey and lemon are notorious for their healing properties, and bourbon is notorious for its awesomeness properties. All together, you pour it into a glass or a mug or whatever, and it's a hot toddy. So drink it, it's great. So skip the cold medicine this year and try drinking booze instead. I mean, or whatever, drink cold medicine. I mean, do whatever you want, I'm not your mom. Probably not. Hopefully not your mom. This may not be what they call science or recommended by a health professional, but if you have 7 Tony Montanas, I do know that your sore throat is gonna feel pretty great. And to be clear, I am not a doctor, but my doctor is. I'm Noah Galutin. Make sure that you share this video so you can justify your alcoholism to all your friends and family. And also subscribe to Tasted to get brand new videos of stuff like this all week long.